love breaking down what makes an artist good, and I think that if you're a musician, if you're a painter, whatever you are, whatever you do in your spare time, the best way to get good is to look at how other people are very good at what they do. And you can always break it down to a certain set of things that they do very well that makes them great. So what makes them great? For this one, I'm gonna do Slash. I'm reading his autobiography right now. I think it's an autobiography. And it's pretty awesome so far. And just before we begin, I will give you some fun facts about him. Slash is half black. A lot of people don't realize this. He is... you could sort of see it in that, but I'll put a picture up, you can see it. Coincidentally, he plays with really thick picks, so you tell me the connection there. He also produces horror movies, which is pretty cool. You can go and check them out. I'll maybe put a link in the description to his production company. Anyways, number 1. He plays with feel over everything. Going back to the thick pick thing, if you listen to his playing, it's always very rhythmic, very, very from the heart. And that's because he's one of the best rhythm players on guitar that I've ever heard. When I play acoustic and stuff like that, it's all modeled off of the type of strength that he plays the guitar with. And because he plays it very strongly and very much with feel, it has characteristics of a voice where he's not really thinking too much about the notes and stuff like that. Well, I mean, he is, but the feel is always first, and even in his book he talks about it. I'm sure I could find a page where, he mentions it, but it's always been like that in all of his playing, regardless of whether it's his acoustic stuff, which I really highly recommend you listen to. Any of it. Just listen to how he plays with feel, and not only that, but he plays with strength. There's interviews where he mentions about how he picks pretty hard, and it's true. And I realize that when I play, for example, the harder I sort of try and pick and play with muscle, like some muscle, put some balls on the playing, even if it's on acoustic, that's when the magic of feel starts to happen, because he plays very percussively. All feel. Anyways, number 2, he has a great sense of songwriting, and people really don't seem to acknowledge that as much as they probably should. If you go and look at some of his acoustic stuff on YouTube, which is probably some of my favorite music of all time, it's really great. You can see how it's all structured very well, and very much like pop songs, but with really cool guitar parts thrown in, and I am a huge fan of that. That's awesome. But yeah, that's an underrated part of all of his songs. Go and listen to any of the good Guns N' Roses songs. Go listen to Velvet Revolver, Guns N' Roses songs. Go and listen to any Velvet Revolver song that's any good. Go and listen to any of his solo stuff. His solo albums are fucking awesome, by the way. Like, for what they are, it's just good rock and roll, which was sort of the key for me to be able to digest them well, is that they're all very much the same style, but that's what makes them good. Is he was just going for a straight up rock and roll record, and it sounds awesome. It really sounds awesome, and there's some of the best guitar playing in general that I've ever heard on that, and a lot of those songs translate over well to acoustic because the songwriting is so damn good. Songwriting is a craft all in and of its own. So along the way, he's learned how to structure songs well in a very simple way that allows the vocalist to write on top of it very well, and it always creates songs that have punch and stuff like that, and there's rarely a dud. Anyways, so his songwriting is great. 3, he knows his instrument's place in a band. He's not dumb. He knows that when he's in a band setting, he knows where the guitar sits very well. He knows when to step back and let the singer go forward. He himself in an interview has said that sometimes he needs to force himself to do stuff that's more chord-based, and that's just a smart musician, is knowing when to step back from things. That's one of the defining features of a smart musician, in my mind, is someone who knows how to add to a sound, and he absolutely 100% knows how to add to the song. And that's why his solos, for example, are so memorable and so great, is because for a lot of them, he's not trying to show off. Go and listen to Estranged by Guns N' Roses. It's like he makes it sing rather than trying to show off or anything, so he knows his place in the song very well, and he's smart with that. Number 4, his stage presence and his show. I mean, shit, look at him. when Guitar Hero 3 came out, who's on the cover? Who's a more identifiable guitar player than him, and who's got the stage presence that he does? And oddly enough, when you watch him play, it's like he's very focused in on the playing. He's not really embellishing what he's doing too much. I mean, yeah, sure, he's giving a show and all that, but at the same time, it's really cool how he's focused in on what he's doing, and you know, his attire and his image and all that, it speaks for itself, and he doesn't really have to do a whole lot, but that's one of the things that makes him a great guitar player, is his showmanship. Number 5, he's a smart guy and he knows how to put it all together, and a lot of people really underestimate that with musicians. I know a lot of stupid musicians, I mean, and maybe I just overthink everything way too much and it stunts me. It does. But anyway, he's a smart guy, and when you're reading his biography and stuff like that, you can tell that he's really well read and he knows how to write well. I think there's an interview with like Miles Kennedy and Slash and stuff, and Miles Kennedy said that one of the most surprising things about him is that he's very well read. He's always reading books and stuff like that, but you can tell that he's a smart guy, and I think that intelligence sort of translates over well to his approach on the guitar, which is methodical, yet he plays with feel and stuff like that, like I mentioned earlier. But he's very aware of what he's doing on the instrument, what kind of song it is. You know, he has a good awareness of things, and I think that there's only one way that you can have that, and that you gotta be smart. You have to be smart in your approach to music, and he absolutely has that. That's Slash. Here's his biography. It's really good. I'm loving it so far. Go and watch it. It's definitely a book. Go and read it. So thanks for watching. I make a lot of Instagram videos for fun, so I'll put that link in the description, as well as to a bunch of Slash stuff that I like. If you wanted to request an artist for me to do, I would be more than happy to do that. I want to start doing videos like this more for fun. So anyways, thanks. Leave me a like if you're generous. Bye bye.